Well, Tom is live at Hy-Vee for Gluten Free Awareness Month.
Yes, I am. And with me, Audrey, you remember her, registered dietitian right here at Hy-Vee. Good to see you as always.
It's good to see you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now, they said, we're here because of Gluten Free Month. So let's start from the basics here because people hear that word all the time. What is gluten?
That's a really good question. So coming up into May here, that's Celiac Awareness Month. So kind of looking around that gluten. So gluten is kind of that protein that's mainly found in those bread products, anything that kind of gives it a little bit of that squish. So anything that has wheat, barley, or rye in it is going to have that gluten protein in it as well.
That covers a lot of stuff.
I know. A lot of pastas have it in there. It's going to be mainly in our bread products. Think of more of those grains. Anything that has that wheat, barley, rye, you might be susceptible to a gluten intolerance if you have that gluten intolerance.
Okay, now there's something I want to ask because so many times you hear someone saying, oh, I've stopped taking gluten in. Is that a good idea unless you have some sort of diagnosis that you have an intolerance to it?
That's a wonderful question. So usually what I recommend is if you don't have celiac disease or if you don't have any gluten intolerance, so if you are fine in taking that gluten, I say keep it in the diet because sometimes if we keep it out of the diet for a very long time, we just aren't eating gluten as more of a preference. Sometimes when we want to introduce that gluten back, we become sensitive to it and our body might not tolerate it as much either.
All right, is it as widespread as we think it is?
It is. It really is. Gluten intolerance or sensitivity or celiac disease, it's becoming more and more prevalent. Kind of in the more recent years, it's better diagnosed. Beforehand, people and doctors didn't really know too much about it, and now we are more in the know. So that celiac kind of diagnosis or that gluten intolerance comes through, people might say, what the heck do I do now?
Yeah, well, okay, that's what I'm going to say. Is this linked somehow to nutrients in foods, things like that?
It is. So when you are diagnosed with celiac or that gluten intolerance, sometimes you might be low in some different nutrients. Some of those include the B vitamins like B12 and folate. It also includes fiber because a lot of our fiber does come from that wheat product as well as that iron. So up here I have just a ton of different products.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Yeah, that kind of cover all of the different aspects. So if you're looking for more of that iron aspect, we've got some of our seafood that has a ton of iron in it. We also have a spinach or any kind of green leafy vegetable that has a lot of iron. Same with our nuts and seeds. We can find a lot of our B vitamins in like our yogurts and our eggs. And then we can also find fiber kind of in those nuts and seeds too.
Is it better to find things like that in foods rather than in capsule form?
I do, yes. So if you get it through your food, you're also getting all of those different nutrients too from those foods. So not only are you getting those nutrients, you're getting everything else along with it to kind of co-act with each other. So think antioxidants, think all of those extra great stuff for our body too.
And salmon always tastes good.
Salmon does always taste good.
Now, okay, shift a little bit because as soon as you say, wheat and stuff, right away you go to breads.
I know usually when people get diagnosed with celiac or a gluten intolerance, they're like, oh my gosh, I can never have bread ever again. But actually, Canyon Bakehouse is a wonderful brand that has those gluten-free options that are also dairy-free. They're also soy-free and nut-free. So if you have some of those other allergies, you can have these too. They have like a whole grain bread. They have a white bread, like a sweet Hawaiian. They also, yes. And then
so you're telling me that they taste good?
They do.
Because that's what I have to really go on. It's like gluten-free cardboard.
Exactly.
I'm wrong.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So
That's
these ones are pretty good. They also have the hamburger buns, the hot dog buns. They have some bagels too. So if you ever wanted to make like a sandwich with a bagel or a regular one, if you wanted to do kind of whatever you wanted with it, they are a really fantastic option.
So what I'm getting out of all of this, including a bunch of stuff behind us right now with I mean, look at all this dried fruits and candies.
I know. If there's ever an item at Hy-Vee and you kind of need some guidance, if you're gluten intolerant or if you have celiac disease, you can always come to one of us dietitians at Hy-Vee too. We can kind of guide around the store and kind of help you pick those products, or we can have that one-on-one nutrition counseling too.
That's the huge advantage of coming to Hy-Vee because you have a registered dietitian that'll work for you to make you feel better, right?
Make you feel better.
And we're going to be back in just a little bit with more, but right now, back to you.
Thank you so much, Tom. I love that they're helping because really so many people have different dietary restrictions nowadays that you have to be so mindful of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and some are
Hy-Vee
so
makes it
severe that
easy.
you really need to be careful
Yes.
about what you're getting to make
Yeah.
sure that that ingredient isn't in there.
Yeah, so they're making it easy. All right.